I don't know if I'm ready for this one. Just out the gate, I know that more crazy shit is going to happen. Okay, where did we leave off? It's been about 4 days since I've played this game. It's been, you know, like my final project week for school. We've got the key to Oliver Gibson's photo lab. We've got the dartboard photograph now, so I feel like we should rightfully be taking a look at the shit in Bernard's house. Oh, there's so much to do, and I think we're coming up on an ending. This could be the last episode, this could be the second to last episode, but something tells me we don't have any more than 2 left in us. Let's get into Bernard's house, and let's take a look at that bloody floorboard. I think what's happening is that somebody has been fabricating evidence to pin Vivian's murder on Bernard. Or Scott's murder, that's what it was. Oh gosh, it's just so hard to say. Okay, yes, I will eat peppers. I will self-flagellate myself on camera because I just got the thing for this puzzle. It was in the investigator's suitcase. I don't understand why. Okay, I guess. Here's the thing. So, nails on the floor. Pull out the hammer. Okay, what are we gonna find in here? An axe? A knife. Bloody knife. Okay, well, this is obviously a murder weapon. Somebody also told me that, hang on, let me pull it up, actually. My assignment from the beginning, please submit your findings and front page photo for your story to be published. That's a real thing, apparently. In the end game, you're supposed to have, like, a good photo for the front page. Well, shit. Serrated blade, dried bloodstains on it. Did this come from downstairs? I think it did. We can go have a look. Let's get a closer pick. So, okay, I'm gonna already say that probably is the murder weapon that killed Scott Brooks. I think that's fairly obvious. But I'm not convinced yet that Bernard was actually the killer, because an anonymous informant fed information to Stephen Moss, the private investigator, that said, come to this place, and you will find, that shit, basically. See, look at this. The exact same kind of knife. It's too easy, is what I'm saying. I learned from ABC Murders, Agatha Christie, that sometimes the game will be too easy on purpose, and it's trying to fluff you up and think, like, congratulations, you solved the mystery. It was exactly who everyone said it would be. So I don't think it's Bernard. I think Bernard, even though he had motive to kill Scott, I think that someone's trying to frame him. But then again, I do have no other suspects as to who murdered Scott. So, you know, I really was writing that theory out that Scott murdered himself and, like, actually was faking his death. I don't think I can hide behind that one anymore. Oliver Gibson's photo lab. Let's go do that. He's in the middle of town. And we know that there's a toolbox somewhere on his property. And once we get those tools, oh my gosh, there's so many things we're going to do. We have a time capsule, at least one time capsule that we can dig up. There's something else. Oh, here it is. Okay. So what's this place going to be like? Just going to be like a dark room, I'm guessing? Ooh, what if there's like incriminating photos in here? New music. This game's soundtrack is definitely lacking, I won't lie. But I'm surprised to find that there's like new music for so many locations you come to later in the game. New music usually means something sinister is afoot. I've seen these before. These scrolls, these were all over the inn. Couldn't mistake them, in fact, since I had to look at them a million times when I was searching for that secret spot, the hidden panel. Strikes me as potentially important. Oh, we got it. A wrench. Is that all? Is there like, is this the only tool we get? Nope. Shovel! 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 Yes! Oh, I was worried it was going to be locked behind more bullshit, but nope. We've got our shovel now. Office of Church Haven. Reverend Todd McDermott. Wait, hang on. Let me read the letter first. Okay. 1995, Oliver Gibson. We regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining any part of the annual religious gathering event from July 18th till the 23rd in South York. We received Father Matthew's memo yesterday stating that he was not feeling well. I assume he has also informed you about this last-minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery so he may serve the people of Painscreek. July 17th. I'm going to probably just take note of this. Did I write down what was the day that he did the first murder? I think it was July 7th. Or maybe June 7th. You know what? I don't even need to search my book. It was... Okay, sure. Let's take a picture of that. The first person that Father Matthew killed, if we're going along with the theory that I subscribe to now, that he murdered everyone, was Andrew Reed. June 6th. The night of June 6th was when he murdered Andrew Reed. So that was about 6 weeks after that letter took place. I don't know what that gathering was he was talking about. An Oliver Gibson diary. We haven't read him before. Whoa, it takes place in 1996. We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be strong, but by the end of the ceremony, his face was wet. Dorothy cried her heart out. Truly pains the soul to witness so many deaths occur here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was a person I knew, and some were very close to me. Among them, Vivian's death shocked me the most. Despite what the media said, I will not, for even a moment, believe that Scott killed her. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. That's right, we read about that. She was smart, kind, and very talented, turning into a very promising young woman. With her passing, Charles has lost all his family members. He is alone. I can't imagine the pain he's going through. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles had packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda passed on March 12th. Cancer spread too far and too deep. Doctors could not save her. 2 weeks after the funeral, Derek moved out. Autumn is approaching. My photography store will be closing by the end of this month. I have many things to say, but there's no one left to confide in. Anyways, I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come. Okay, that was all of Oliver Gibson's diaries, according to the achievement. There is not a suspicious bone in the Oliver Gibson body. There's nothing about him in the least that I suspect could be nefarious. At first, when I heard that, he was mentoring Trisha, I was worried that there'd be a subplot that he was, a pervert or something. But no, it seems like he was a good dude. All I know about him is that he was liked and well-trusted. He was religious. And I have to say this at least once an episode, because otherwise I'm going to forget. We still don't know what was up with those freaky candles we saw in the Andrew Reed's house, the burnt-down house. That is important. It has to be. And no one has said a damn thing about it. Wow, I think that might actually be all that there is in here. Kind of strange that such a small location gets its own soundtrack. Alright, I think we should go to Wanda Tyler's house real quick. Because, I do want to go check out the, spot in the cemetery where there's supposed to be a time capsule. But in Wanda Tyler's house, there was a drawer we could not get open. And now that we have 3 different tools, I'm sure one of them can wrench the damn thing open. How many murders are we up to now? It's a lot of them, I know that. I think 5 or 6. Okay. Let's try the hammer. There we go. We have a letter and a diary. Let's start with the diary. January 24th, 1981. The school called. Principal told me that the kid's been calling Derek names, saying that he's a bastard child. I know that Derek wants to know where his father is. I don't know what to say to him. Hold the phone. That's interesting. I thought that Scott called Derek a bastard. Maybe he was projecting. February 20th, 1981, school called me again and told me that Derek poked a bird nest till it fell off the tree. Holy shit! After that, he stoned the chicks to death. This resulted in him being suspended from school for a week. The principal asked if Derek had suffered any kind of trauma that would cause him to act like this. I could not tell him that Derek witnessed Sophia being killed. He was only 5 when that happened. Holy fuck. I'm gonna need a minute to take this in. Is Derek an actual murder suspect now? He actually kind of is. I mean, like, that fucks a kid up. Hearing about this. Seeing this. May 11th. Derek stopped going to school. He told me school isn't for him. I should not have asked him to keep quiet about Sophia's death. He must have been bottling up his emotions these years. Maybe it's time I start homeschooling him. Yo! Was there any evidence to that? Was there, like, any little breadcrumbs that I was failing to pick up? That was a huge bomb to just drop. City of New Jersey, Department of Child Psychiatric Division. Evaluation of Derek Tyler. Dear Miss Wanda Tyler, this is also 1981. It's June 17th also. After almost 5 months of sessions, your son Derek Tyler is now much better. We're still unable to get him to talk much, but he has chosen to express his thoughts and feelings through written text, which is a breakthrough for him. During his last session, however, he wrote the following. Dad was standing in the middle of the road. He was waving to me. Mom was crying and her tears dripped onto my face. I woke up. Kitty was purring and licking my face. I think she wanted to go out. Mom doesn't like me to make noise when it's late at night. Says it will wake everyone up. So I was very quiet when I opened the back door. Kitty flew away. There were noises behind the wall fence. There's a door that's always locked, but there's a light behind the keyhole. I walked to the door and looked through the keyhole. There were 4 people. 2 of them were fighting. A baby was crying. Then one of them fell down and hit her head. She stopped moving. Her eyes were open. I wet my pants because she was looking at me. Derek has since been very quiet. We haven't been able to grasp fully if what he wrote was real or imaginary. Nevertheless, we are concerned with this situation. Kindly get back to us so we can discuss further steps in helping him, Catherine McDowell. Okay, let me see about this. This is the night. This is the night that she died. Sophia died. Dad was standing in the middle of the road. He was waving to me. Mom was crying. Tears dripped onto my face. I woke up. So that makes me feel like this is a dream. The cat was purring and licking his face. He brought the cat out. Kitty flew away. Noises behind the wall fence. Where was he staying? Was he If this was at his house, which well did she die at? She must have died at the well behind the Roberts mansion. 4 people, 2 of them were fighting. A baby was crying. 1 fell down and hit her head. So 4 people checks out. That's Andrew Reed, Vivian Roberts, Dr. Johnson, and Sophia, plus a baby, which was Scott. Wow. That's big. That's some big, heavy shit we just found. So, Derek being deranged is an especially frightening thought to me. Because there's a good spot to believe that he might be the freaky dude in the hoodie who's been around town. And, like, you know, if he is that guy, then he's probably, like, realistically alive and well. And, deranged. I can't speak to the dude's motive. I don't like it. So, if Derek is insane in the membrane, would he actually have any motive to have committed any of these murders? I'm not sure he would. I know he was jealous of Scott, that's one. He probably never figured out that he witnessed Scott's mother being murdered. That would probably have made an impression on him if he knew. We also know what happened to his father. It never occurred to me that his father was absent, but I guess that's kind of been in our face the whole time. Okay, somewhere back here, the time capsule is buried. Come on. It was somewhere in this cemetery. A time capsule is buried. Maybe it's on this side. You know, I think I do need to say really quick, just for the record, I think I need to say that when I was editing the last video, I developed a completely unhinged conspiracy theory that Sophia is still alive and is, like, stalking the town of Painscreek. Like Brahms, the boy, from The Boy. And I forget what it was, but I had a linchpin piece of evidence, and then my chaotic week happened. Ah, fuck. I'm gonna have to recharge my memory, because I totally cannot remember what made you think that. Also, I have no idea where this supposed time capsule is. I thought this would be a lot more easy to find. I remember hearing that it was at, like, the foot of a big old oak tree. It must be on this side of the cemetery, is all I can think. But the map made it look like it would be on this side. Important comments, I should say. Safinda says that I think a helpful hint would be that the puzzle with the clues on buildings that are favorites is an actual important thing to do that leads me to the tree stump, like I thought. I can't believe my stupid ass. What was it, like episode 3? I was just, episode 3, I was looking for the key to the church, and I found this. 1203 right here. And I couldn't let well enough alone. I tried 1203 on every single lock, combination I could, and I failed over and over and over until I got one that worked, and it was a hidden tree stump in the park that was a huge linchpin piece of information that I don't think I was supposed to find yet. Wow. So that happened. And as a result, I think I have kind of played the game out of order. But there is no right order to play this game, besides the dart puzzle, which I spoiled for myself. And I will be punished for that. So let's see what other comments say. Alyssa Davidson says, Sophia may have left the code to her box of things, the one in Dorothy's house, somewhere, but it's very well hidden. Also, you made an accidental prediction that made me grin like a supervillain. This ending will be legendary. Okay, I'm not sure what that prediction is. I've made a lot of predictions. That's the kind of person I am. I have no filter when I'm trying to conspire and scheme. I just blurt shit out, and sometimes I hit and a lot of times I miss. So we'll have to see what that is. Elephant in the room, the well is still there. The well at the back of the Painscreek, at the Roberts house. I think that's the well where they killed Sophia. And, gosh. Okay. I'm gonna go there probably this episode. I would be a fool not to. I just don't want to. But I think what I have to do first, I'm gonna go back into the sewers manually. Because there was a fork in the road that I did not go down. That we don't know what's at the end of it. Could be a dead end, could be something else very important. So, while I navigate the sewers, let's keep my nerves calm by talking out who we think did the murders. The people who killed Sophia, I think it's like cut and dry at this point that Father Matthew was in control of that. Hospital was that way, we don't know what's this way. Scott was probably murdered by Bernard or Derek. I feel like Derek was setting up Bernard. Derek could be the one who's been privately, anonymously informing the, Stephen Moss. In that case, Derek could also have been the one who killed Stephen Moss. Go away, music! I don't like this music. Not at all. Derek could have been the one who killed Stephen Moss. That's, something very important to note. Ooh. Door is bolted from the other side. Well, how about that? This might be the end of the road then. That means I have to go down the rope. Okay, I'm leaning towards Derek now. After learning what I did about the shit in the drawer, I think that Derek was a deeply disturbed child who murdered Scott out of jealousy. And, well, I mean, Trisha killed herself. I doubt anyone pushed her off that roof. Still very sad about that. But, I think that Derek... No, something's missing still. What's missing is that somebody needed a motive. Somebody needed to have a motive to bring the private investigator to Painscreek. And if it was Derek, then Derek must have wanted the case put to rest for some reason. But Derek wouldn't have any innate curiosity, nor do I think he would have any benefit from putting someone away for the crime that he did. To my understanding, Derek just left town, and nothing prevented him from doing that, whether or not Scott had been murdered. So we still don't know who hired the... No! I'm not doing this. I'm not going to the well yet. I just remembered that we found the code to the sheriff's office. Goodbye, Roberts Estate. Oh my gosh, it's such an easy thing to forget. But who knows what we're going to find in there. You know, this sheriff has been a complete nothing burger of a character. We learned about the sheriff at the very beginning of the game, which was basically a tutorial, and have never heard anything else about him. So I find that very interesting. Maybe we'll learn more now. Maybe the sheriff was the murderer, and it was a complete, like, hiding in plain sight thing the whole time. The biggest unsolved mysteries right now is who killed the private investigator, assuming he's dead, who hired the private investigator, and what was going on with that cult shit that we found. Okay, I took a picture of this, didn't I? Please tell me I did. 7741. So, what gets classified in a town as small as Painscreek? Let's find out. If I can look in at the right angle. To Sheriff Howard from Sean Smith. 1997. The crack in Vivian Roberts' skull shows that the weapon used is an object with the heavy and sharp end. Something like an axe would fit the description. This is... someone's framing Bernard, because he had a whole collection of axes for some reason. To cause a crack that big, the attacker must be rather strong. I'm going to debunk that right now. You do not wield an axe by using strength, you use gravity. That's how it works. I'm assuming it's either a man or a strong woman who's experienced in the use of the weapon. Axes are not weapons. What are you talking about? Okay, Sean Smith is the coroner. The victim must have been facing the attacker because of the lacerations found on the front of her torso, as well as the backside of both forearms, showing that she tried to block the attacks by holding up her arms. The fatal strike landed on the right side of the victim's head, just above her right eyebrows. This clarifies the following. The victim was facing the killer. The killer is strong enough to land such a clean but deadly blow. And the killer is left-handed. Oh wow. It actually could be Bernard. We're going to go to the church in a minute. Since the murder weapon was never recovered and confirmed, my assumption of it being an axe still remains. Since this is me doing you a solid, do not under any circumstances leak this information or I'll be in big trouble. The guys here in Grand City don't want any more than necessary to know about these details. Hope the information helps. Sean M. Smith. It looks pretty bad for Bernard, but I have just one thing I want to do first. If we are going to believe that statement from the coroner that we just found, one, she was murdered with an axe, murderer was physically strong and capable. If we're going to believe that, there is exactly one piece of evidence that I could find that I will accept that would exonerate Father Brooks from my suspicions. But I don't think I'm going to find it. And if you've ever watched, I don't know, fucking some crime show before, you probably know what I'm about to go looking for. And that is that we're going to Father Brooks' desk. And we are going to use context clues to find out if he was right or left-handed. His desk is woefully empty. How can... Oh, think, Jamie. How can you figure out if a man was left-handed? By being in his room. His writing would have like a smudge trail on it, since he'd be moving the other way. But I don't see that, and I don't know if the developers would have thought that far. Something in this house will tell me the truth. Left side of his nightstand is the one that has more things on it. Man's comfy chair. Lefty scissors, anything. I mean, we know from very early on in Mary Martinez's diary that Bernard is left-handed. He is, to my knowledge, the only confirmed left-handed character in all of Painscreek. But Brooks is almost definitely the murderer. But if this one thing catches us, if he turns out to be right-handed, then fuck. There has to be something. Some kind of context clue somewhere. In the bathroom, maybe. Toilet paper on the right side! Ugh! Am I really about to read through all of the man's diaries? Of course I am! Am I stalling a little bit to prevent myself from going down the well? Maybe. But do I think that somewhere in this game there is an important context clue that clarifies if Father Brooks is left or right-handed? Yes, definitely. And I thought it would be here and I didn't find it. Okay, we're doing it this time. We're going down the well. Okay, it's part of my theories coming back to me. Sophia got hit on the head and then thrown down a well. A well that we now know for certain, like almost certainly, is connected to a sewer system at the bottom. But Henry Johnson was on the scene. He's a doctor. He should have been able to pronounce her dead. He should have been able to know she was dead. Unless he was hasty or... No, he would have known if she was dead. Unless something had happened to Sophia that could, like, hide her pulse. Maybe she was unconscious. Maybe she was, like, in a death-like state. And the splash of cold water shocked her back to life. That's happened before, right? Fuck, I don't know. I'm obsessed with a conspiracy theory now that Sophia is actually alive, and she got to the bottom of the sewers and crawled out. But Scott found and buried her body, so if she didn't die, someone did. I don't get it. No, I'm thinking too hard. Sophia's dead. She has to be dead. Come on. There's no way in hell she's still alive. Alright. Let's take the plunge. No. No, this was not a part of the plan. This wasn't a part of the deal. This was not... I'm not okay with this. I really hope this isn't the end of the game. There's still so much I want to do. Wait, it's an actual well. There's nothing... There goes my Sophia being alive theory. There's just... one thing down here. 0526. All tools found. That's how you know you're in the end. Fuck, I'm gonna lose my shit. I will die. I will actually die. If... just get to the top! Over the top! Just... Okay. Okay, I can breathe.
Never again!
Oh, 0526. What could we apply that to? That's not going to open up the box in Dorothy's house, is it? That's almost definitely something more well hidden. We'll take a look at Dorothy's house real quick. And then I think I might call an episode, because Jamie can only take so much abuse. Oh, 0526. How many things are there left that we haven't opened? Oh, wait, no. I'm remembering now. We found a clue to open up the safe. The art gallery safe. Let's see this real quick. It's 4 digits. Oh, that was it. Okay, hang on. This is gonna be something highly anticipated then. What could Sophia be hiding? Any number of things, really. A Sophia diary, I assume. Miller. I don't know if I ever learned that was her last name. August 30th, 1974. I know some people don't like me. Wanda always picks on me and Bernard ignores me most of the time. Andrew, well, he's okay as long as I'm not in his garden. Dorothy cares a lot for me, though. I like her. Tom, our security guard, trusts me with respect, even though I'm just a housemaid. Vivian and Charles are kind to me. Oh, and Matthew, too. I almost forgot about him. He's been taking care of me forever. Certainly as long as I can remember. I'm a lucky girl. October 20th, 1974. Matthew talks to me whenever he has time. Sometimes I feel like he's trying to escape his chores at the church. We'll talk about everything under the sun. Our hopes, dreams, futures. It reminds me of our days at the orphanage. December 29th, 1974. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. However, I never imagined I would be having an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? Yeah. I received a letter from Matthew today that he'll be extending his stay in Indonesia for 6 more months. That's always been him. He's always had a noble heart, wanting to help people everywhere. I miss him, but I'm glad he decided to extend his stay there. Gives me time to prepare how I'll explain my situation to him. I don't know how he'll take it, if he just hears the truth blurted out once he gets back. Wait, hang on. Let me control the dates. March 15th was the last one. March 18th now, same year. I received a telegram this morning from Matthew, wishing me a happy birthday. He told me he had a special birthday present prepared for me. All I need to do is to find the clues that he placed in our favorite places. He's waiting for my telegram after I've solved the puzzle. Whoa, wait, what? I've actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? Oh no! Okay. Couple of very important things to take away from this. This is referring to the tree stump that we've already opened. It was the birthday present left behind for Sophia. Does he explicitly say he loves her in that letter? I think he might. How did he set this up before he left, or did he have somebody set it up for him? And if so, who did Father Brooks trust with this information? I've actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? Okay, here we go. Scott's birthday. We have Scott's birthday here confirmed. June 1st, 1975. My baby boy was born today at 8:20 a.m. It's a boy. He looks just like Charles. Dorothy's taking good care of us. She prepares the food and attends to my needs. I almost feel like I'm her boss. Charles visits me all the time, asking if we need anything. I told him that he didn't have to come so often and to instead focus on work. As a mayor, he must have a lot on his mind. Last page. June 16th, 1975. Charles told me today that his mother, Magdalene, will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon, I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent Roberts. I like that name. Sophia Miller's story. That's so sad. And then we have a letter in here. Is this... I'm assuming this is from Matthew. March 8th, 1975. Dear Sophia, how have you been? I hope everyone is treating you well at the mansion. It's been 6 months since my missionary work started here in Indonesia. Life is hard here, but meaningful. I thought my life at the orphanage was miserable, but after coming here, I realized I am blessed more than I could ever imagine. I supposed to be back in 1 week's time, but I recently decided I'll be extending my stay here for another 6 months. I haven't received any letters. Okay, so... You said that you don't want to be poor anymore. Think God called you when he brought you to Painscreek. Charles and Vivian told me that they were glad I introduced you to them. Said you were a hardworking person with a kind heart. You got the job on your own merit. I did not know whether or not to tell them we are not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them. I guess I'll have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad that you are in Painscreek. We can talk and meet anytime, just like the good old days at the orphanage. I will do my best here. I hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew Brooks. P.S. I've prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. Hang on. Whoa. Whoa, there's no way. The handwriting doesn't match. It doesn't match. This is a letter to Sophia from Matthew. Love, Matthew, 1982. And... well, this is after her death. Or after she left. And then... this is the one we just found. That's different handwriting. That is downright different handwriting. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe the developers made a mistake and, like, they forgot to embolden the handwriting there or something. Oh my god, though. There's some big implications if that's intentional. Because, I mean, both letters contain information that only the real Matthew Brooks would be privy to. Which encourages me to think that, you know... I don't know. Information that the real Matthew Brooks would know. That makes me think that it is a mistake. But, like, what if it's not, though? This game is so meticulous about everything else, and I have been checking handwriting every now and again. That seemed... What if that's the game way of telling us that Father Brooks is ambidextrous, and that one of those letters was written with his left hand and the other was written with his right? That would be the damning detail we're looking for. They were both written by him, but he has two different sets of handwriting depending which hand he writes with. Okay, we're gonna end this episode in like 1 minute. But I think that we can finally open up the gallery safe now. Because I think... let me just make sure. June 1st, 1975. So that's 060175. And the code for Charles' safe is Vincent's birthday. Okay, the investigator figured that out, but I don't know if he ever actually opened it. 060175. We've been trying to open this for a while now. Did I get the date wrong? Is it 6/1/1975? Okay, that's it. We got the king. 3 things in here. First, the king. King is a 4. Woohoo! Okay. Then a book. We'll read the book first. Charles Roberts. July 31st, 1995. I cannot believe that Scott killed my wife. I'm sorry. It's Brent spread all over the media. How? Why? He loves Tricia, and I treated him like my own son. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, hold up. I hadn't considered this. Charles doesn't know that Scott is his son, does he? I kind of figured the scheming bastard knew all along. I visited Scott today. I asked him why he would kill Vivian. He did not answer, but simply looked down on the floor. I wanted an answer so desperately that I nearly rattled his neck. Does he even feel any guilt or remorse for what he's done? How can he not say anything? I visited Scott again today, knowing that he will be released soon. There just wasn't enough evidence to pin him down. He looked thinner than before, but didn't care. I want to know why he killed Vivian. When I asked, he stared at me. I was so angry that I yelled at him. I was about to leave when out of nowhere he said, I pity the ignorant. What does that mean? November 2nd, 1995. I got drunk last night at the inn. Scott is now a free man. I think I babbled about how much I despised Scott and what I would do to have someone get rid of him. Did I really say that? How did I get home anyways? Oh, right. Bernard was with me. He drove me home. Alibi! We have an alibi. Bernard was with Charles Roberts on November 2nd, 1995. Hold up. Take all the pictures! That's important. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, this is all stuff we knew. His bank information, email password, love Trish, study room, desk, hint, chess pieces, K is king / knight, queen / bishop, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Stop it! Put the camera away. Okay. Super important now. When was Scott murdered? When was good old Scottathan murdered? Oh, November 17th. I was going to say, if this newspaper was like November 3rd, then... I mean, he still did say in front of Bernard, I want Scott dead. I don't know. Oh, it's his will. Codicil to last will and testament of Randall... wait, what? Randall Lewis. Randall Lewis is the noter. Okay. I, Charles Roberts of 1 Maple Drive, Painscreek, of being sound mind, declare this codicil to my last will and testament, July 1st, effective as of today, June 21st. Article 6b of my will. Should a boy be born in the Roberts family that is of direct lineage to Charles Roberts, if he is the eldest son and no others contest, he shall inherit all of the family's fortune upon Charles Roberts' passing. The sole condition of this is that the son must be at least 25 years of age. Item 2. Article 6a of my will shall be stricken in its entirety. The firstborn child of the Roberts family shall inherit 50% of... Oh. Article 6a shall be stricken in its entirety. The firstborn child of the Roberts family shall inherit 50% of all the family's fortune should Charles Roberts pass away. So that's going away now. Article 11 shall be added to my will and shall read, Vincent Roberts, born of Charles Roberts and Sophia Miller on June 1st, 1975, shall be officially acknowledged as a family member of the Roberts family effective July 1st, 1975. Randall Lewis. Okay. Well, I said we were going to end the episode after the safe, but now we can get into the desk. So we're going to do that next time, and next time is probably going to be our last episode. Oh boy. I'm going to be so sad to finish this game. That's kind of why I was so hesitant to go down the well. I thought it was going to be all over, but... the end is nigh. Painscreek, you've been such a fun time.